you niggas spoiling movies. Yeah. Brandon Collins, that's me. And Justin Brown for your movie needs. Medium popcorn. Woo! You haven't seen it, well, we're gonna spoil it. Spoil it in your face. That's your warning. So if you get pissed, it's all your fault. Woo-hoo.
Cable guy.
Hey, everybody, this is Eddie Collins.
Guys, it's Justin Brown.
And we're in Medium Popcorn, but you already knew that because you heard Justin's velvety voice singing over that beautiful Earth, Wind, and Fire, Phil Collins melody. That's a parody. That's a parody. Is that the real thing?
Well, of course.
Yeah. So, and then who am I joined by this afternoon? You didn't say your name.
I did say my name.
No, you did.
Yes, I did.
Oh, all right. Well, we're already off, folks. We're already off the rails.
Already.
This is Medium Popcorn. We spoil movies, as you already know that from the theme song, of course, and the lyrics in the song. But we're not spoiling this movie because it came out in 1996 and greatly scarred me. It greatly scarred me. I love this movie. I do love this movie. However, it made me very skeptical of meeting strangers. And granted, Justin, we are two black men. We're taught from a very, very young age. Be skeptical of all adults around you because some shitty shit be afoot, right?
Yeah. But then again, at the
movie,
same time, ain't nobody taking black kids. Little black boys. Black girls?
Black boys.
Yes.
I would say black boys.
Nobody's taking any black boys.
Yeah, because they don't want that smoke once we get big enough.
Yo, because if a little black boy's missing, unfortunately, it's probably not a good thing. You're not finding that kid.
If any kid's missing, that's not good.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, little black boys really don't go missing like that, like little white kids.
Right. Well,
I'm just saying, man.
We're talking about the cable guys starting nothing but white guys, so I don't know where you would go with that.
This is true.
That was wild, Justin.
Yeah, I'm wild.
Reel it back, man.
Well, wild guy.
Reel it
Wild
back.
guy.
Shit, I don't know what I'm just going to say because you got me fucked up. All right.
Don't go places you ain't ready to go, nigga.
Yeah, this movie fucks me up because, in the original script, apparently, Chip's character is supposed to die at the end. He's supposed to get impaled on the satellite. But because he lives, he is allowed to continue his rampage across these poor, innocent people just trying to be nice to a stranger, right? And so that's why, for me, Justin, when we go out on social spaces and people are like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm very cagey. Because I don't know if you're going to pop off and do some weird shit where I'm in jail for the weekend. And then next thing I know, you're popping your nipple on a plexiglass, trying to get me fucked up in jail.
Oh, Billy.
Let's be real. Chip is mentally disturbed. Chip is dangerously disturbed, actually.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%. But you know what, Brandon? And weirdly enough, this is somebody that I would attract.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
You've seen me attract some pretty wild people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, immediately you can sense that Chip is off his rocker. I felt like when I was younger, I didn't quite get, I didn't think it was so insane that Matthew Broderick would become friends with this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now as a grown man, it's been a few years since I've seen this movie, and I'm like, immediate red flags as soon as you meet this guy. When he's like, well, look who decided to open the door. Like, Jim Carrey is 1,000% insane in this.
Oh, he's wild. I mean, but this is also
he's
Jim
so
Carrey in his hay.
But he's so fucked up.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying he's not. Jim Carrey is cuckoo fucking bananas in this film.
So insane.
But at the same time, this is Jim Carrey gold. This is where he lives. After watching most Jim Carrey films, you have to say to yourself, is Jim Carrey playing a character or is Jim Carrey like clinically insane?
I think it's both. I think it's very plausible.
A little bit of both.
Because, he's so unhinged and disturbing in this. It's just, but he also gives that relentlessness where you're like, oh, Matthew Broderick's in trouble. Like, both in front of the camera and off camera. You know what I mean? Because it's clear, like, I would say in casting Jim Carrey, Matthew Broderick didn't quite meet that level. And actually, he told Ben Stiller it was really, in Judd Apatow, it was really hard for him to keep with Jim Carrey's improvisational skill set.
Yeah.
Because it's just so hard to keep up with that guy, right? I was thinking an alternative world based on Lluvia's research that she did. Ben Stiller actually, who directed this movie, flirted with playing Chip. And dare I say, knowing how fucking crazy Ben Stiller is, I think personally that might have made this like an all-timer for me.
I think
Like Jim Carrey is great. We established that like up front, right?
Wait. He for playing Chip.
Yeah, Ben Stiller. Remember how fucking crazy Ben Stiller is with his villain characters?
Yeah.
I'm just like, it would be a different movie, and I'm not saying like I don't appreciate everything Jim Carrey brought to the table, but Ben Stiller playing this character, especially with that little bit, even with the little bit of the brothers, when he's like, I think my brother was shot by an Asian. I think, he was speaking Asian. I'm just like, Ben Stiller is just so fucking warped and funny. I think it actually would have made this comedy an all-timer.
I mean,
think about it, dude. Him playing off of Owen Wilson in that bathroom scene, him like fucking with Matthew Broderick on some Good Son shit, where he's Macaulay, and a lot Matthew Broderick's Elijah. That would have been fucking wild.
I mean, yeah.
Because Jim Carrey, you immediately, it's like Jack Nicholson, The Shining. You immediately like, this nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
There's no questions about it.
Yeah, I think Ben Stiller would have came in a little bit more subtle. Because Jim Carrey immediately goes to crazy town.
Yeah.
Immediately. There is, like, you already know what you're getting into as soon as you see him.
Like, imagine Ben Stiller's nurse character from Happy Gilmore. Right? But as the cable guy. So he plays it like where he's charming, and then like he removes the Matthew Broderick sees the real insanity.
Honestly, Brandon, that's pretty much the only critique I have about this film. It's like, we don't have any of those moments where you're just like, oh, this guy's, this is somebody I would actually entertain and be cool with. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so crazy right out of the gate. There's fucking Macho. Yeah. He's so crazy right out of the gate that like no one would ever spend a minute with this person or want, like, there's not enough channels that I would want to see where I would entertain this guy to let him hook me up, and then now I'm dealing with him. I would break something, and then get a call and get somebody else to come so I could try to get free cable from them, then deal with this dude.
Mind you, folks, this all starts just because Jack Black's character, who's like Matthew Broderick's best friend in this movie, he's like, hey, man, slip your like cable guy $50 to get all the channels for free. All the premium channels for free, or whatever. So he does have a Jim Carrey because he has to move out of his apartment because he told his girlfriend, played by Leslie Mann, that he loves her. He got all, which is so weird.
He asked her to marry him, and then she was like, "You gotta go," which is, nigga, that's a sign.
Yeah, that's why it's so weird when he's trying to prove to her like how much he loves her and cares about her. I'm like, I mean, that's what you do when you propose. Technically, like I don't know if this is gonna work out, buddy.
Yeah,
Leslie Mann's a cutie, but I'm like, there's other fish in the sea, man.
Bro, I mean, you are, if it's not in the first 5 years, in 15 years, you're looking at divorce, bro. You're looking at divorce, or at least her cheating on you.
Jesus. Like, hopefully not with Chip.
No, but think about it. You ask a woman to marry you and she kicks you out. That means she's just like, I ain't ready. Like, you're not the guy I want to marry. And I need to see more options, because she is dating other people.
Well, she dates Owen Wilson, who then gets assaulted in the bathroom by Jim Carrey in the most absurd outfit.
Looking like Vince McMahon.
Jim Carrey was giving him the work in the bathroom, too. I was like, that's so unnecessary. I mean, Owen Wilson's character is an asshole to the server, so we like kind of lose any like goodwill towards him within like a few minutes. So then when he gets rocked, it's like, oh, well, he kind of deserves it. But like, imagine you just on a date with some chick that you barely like want to hang out with, because remember he was like, oh yeah, I meant to call you the other night, but I just like came from the gym, I passed out or whatever. And you get beat up in some Italian restaurant by a nigga that looks like Jim Carrey in cop glasses and that goofy ass mustache.
Well, I mean, technically
statting after he whips my head. Just like, my day got so fucked up.
Yo, this motherfucker beats my ass, and he starts doing the fucking theme song to Frasier.
I laughed so hard though when like they did the news story and then it cut to the sketch of Jim Carrey. Matthew Broderick did a double take, like he was like, "Is that?" That's so fucking wild, dude. And Imagine you know that this guy is just wrecking havoc on your life.
Wait, it's just like, wait, is that Chip or is that Frankie Mercury? Who is Freddie Mercury.
Frankie. Hey, Frankie Mercury. Oh my God, there's definitely a fucking, imitating singer who goes by Frankie Mercury.
I'm
And he sings
Freddie's
Queen
brother.
songs. Oh my God, for sure there's someone in Reno doing that shit.
Bro, they just type it into the internet. It'll show. It'll show.
Okay, so Chip again is completely insane, but Matthew Broderick continues to kind of entertain him because he keeps popping around. He's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "Yeah, let me know, like, when you want to take me to that satellite or whatever the fuck."
Well, hold on. I think another reason that he's hanging around is because when they go out the first time and he takes him to that satellite, all right, he gives him advice and he uses that advice and it actually works.
Sure, it's kind of common sense advice though. It's not really.
Well, like, no, he's just like, no, invite her over for this thing, and and like these are kind of he quotes whatever movie
Jerry Sleepless in Seattle.
No,
Jerry Springer. That's right. He gets Sleepless in Seattle to get for the cable thing to get her to come over.
Yeah, but he quotes he gives him a Jerry Springer quote. He's like, yeah, it's from Springer. Is this final thoughts? But it's like he actually says that it works. And he also, invites her for Sleepless in Seattle. So and she does come by. So he's just like, oh, this guy may be a little bit weird, but he actually gave me sound advice. And you also have a guy who has nobody, right? I mean, yeah, he has a family, he has a parent, but like he does. His girlfriend left him. He's living in an apartment by himself, and he clearly doesn't want this life. And then somebody's given him a little bit of something. It's like, yeah, he's going to cling to it. Even if that person is nuts.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing for me. It was like, this nigga's too out of pocket. Matthew Broderick in the mid-90s, he can make some friends. He's an everyday white dude. That's why Ferris Bueller still stands the test of time, because white dudes are like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah, I just lose that. It's not, I want to be that guy. I can be that guy. That's the thing. They
That's
think
so
that
wild.
they can.
Oh yeah, because he's an ordinary dude in the suburbs. So yeah, they think that they can do that and shit. Yeah, but it's like no, like Matthew Broderick hit at the right time. Like he had just the right amount of charm and the right kind of script and the right direction. Like where that just like became a thing.
Yeah,
which was I just watched the Turtles movie, the new latest animated one again, like a week ago, and they're watching Ferris Bueller, and then they're like, man, I can't wait to go to high school. You just get to sing all the time. You get to sing on floats, and everyone loves you.
It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, I love that movie. I love all those movies. I love all the movies we're talking about lately. Like this one, because I saw it so young, and I knew as a kid that this was fucked up.
Oh yeah,
like there's just such a darkness to Jim Carrey and how he played this, and it's one of the reasons why it didn't do well at the box office.
But that's also because he gets there so fast. It's like he doesn't.
And really again, does.
There's no lead in. It's just he's just gone. He's just all the way there. The moment he comes in, because he does, the old. So you want me to do this? That whole thing.
Yeah,
it's just like. But the way he does it, the whole thing is crazy. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like I kind of, my critique was like, I wish he would, they would have pulled back a little bit and slowly revealed that, that manic behavior that he has later on, because we were like, oh, this is just like a good guy that he's friends with. And then you're just like, oh no, this guy's fucking nuts. This just should have been a comedy version of the movie Single White Female.
That's a good comp. You know what it is? I wonder if Ben Stiller legit, like maybe Judd Apatow, Ben Stiller, they're just coming off the Ben Stiller show and the Larry Summers show, I think, like that around the mid-90s. And I can see a world where Jim Carrey's like, hey, I like you guys. And they're somehow able to get like $20 million to pay for Jim Carrey's B. But I can definitely see this movie where they pitch Ben Stiller as Chip, right? Because it sucks because like now I keep going to that because I think he would have been that subtleness you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, but then he slowly, like, by the third act, we get to him in fucking heavyweights where he's fucking flipping and doing all kinds of wild shit. Obviously not for the context of this movie, but at that level of insanity.
Yeah.
You know, and Jim Carrey, like you said, like not even from scene one, kind of like in just his conversation initially with Steven, it's like, you don't want to keep talking to this guy. Like, I don't care how fucking lonely you are. Jack Black is his best friend, constantly trying to hang out with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not like he's yearning for friends or companionship, and he can go on dates. I mean, Jim Carrey does hook him up with that sex worker, which was a wild scene, which makes a lot of sense that she would be, because she's just this random hot woman around all these older folks. And where did Jim Carrey get those old people from?
I mean, he probably gives them all free cable. No, well, that's the thing. All those people are part of the free cable club, or he's done something for them. So basically, those are all his victims.
Yeah, there's some. That's why I'm like, Chip kind of should have died at the end of this, because the pain won't stop. Remember the guy who skylifted him off the satellite? He's like, "You're gonna be okay, buddy." Yeah,
Buddy,
really, you're buddy. This dude, when he's before he gets lifted up, Leslie Mann and Matthew Broderick are talking to him, and then Matthew Broderick's like, "What's your real name?" He's like, Ricky Ricardo. They're just like, Matthew Broderick and Leslie Mann looking at him like, "Oh," I'm like, no, he's fucking crazy. Restraining order immediately.
Yeah, get away.
He cannot be within 20 feet of you.
No, seriously, if that were the case, it'd been like, okay, so like, can you tell me your real name? And he just goes, Ricky Ricardo, and go say Baba Booey, all that bullshit. I've been like, yeah, you can just take this motherfucker away right now. Like, too much. I tried, I failed. It's okay. It's okay.
Yep. And it's not the newest draft of this horror comedy script I wrote, but in the previous one, I had a scene where the black chief of police is interviewing a suspect, and he's trying to interview the nigga, just like, "I've seen the Lord and the devil in your eyes." And the chief's just like, "Yep, I'm not doing this." He's like, "I'm not gonna to talk to this crazy nigga."
Fair enough.
That's why black folks are detectives, because we give up too easily. We're like, this nigga crazy. He might have done it, but I'm not gonna ask enough questions to find out.
Cuff this motherfucker. If he didn't do this, he did something. There's a line.
What's fucked up is I feel like that's an approach for a lot of cops. Cuff this motherfucker. He may not have done this, but we'll find something.
You keep on digging. We're going to find something this nigga did.
My goodness. Yo, Matthew Broderick should have known he was in real trouble when he's not answering Chip's calls. Chip leaves him, like a dozen voicemails?
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid being like, I laughed so hard, dude, because it's constantly like, "Hey, I was in the shower. I thought of you call, It's so crazy how we keep, like, missing each other and stuff. Call me back. Let's talk about it." Yeah. And then he's just like, it was Matthew Broderick skipping forward, and then you just hear, "Oh, shit." And the light goes dead.
Oh, shit.
But no, it's like it's elongated, and that just is so funny to me. Because you just listen to someone be crazy, and then they just abruptly end.
That is literally the, I guess, the 90s version of just getting text bombed by somebody and them sending you pages of text.
Oh, yeah. This is like the 90s version of Baby Reindeer.
Yeah.
But just without the, secret sexual attraction vibe, probably.
I mean, that's a whole nother
stuff. But, maybe there was a darker, we don't know Chip's motivation. Maybe he was, curious and stuff. They did have a lot of sex jokes about foreskin and vagina and stuff like that. So who knows?
That scene.
That's wild, by the way.
We used to do that shit all the
in front of your parents?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, but like, like I used to hang out with my friends. They'd be standing around doing something. I just sneak up on it. The password is penis. That shit was fucking like, there are parts of this movie that still make me laugh and like really had me cackling watching this film.
There's very stuff that's like embedded into my brain, such as like, during the fight at not invisible crosses. What the fuck is that place? The Knights?
Medieval Times, nigga?
Medieval Times, yes, thank you.
Wait, what did you say? Invisible Cross? What place is that? Invisible Cross, nigga? Is that what you just said?
Well, it's don't worry about it.
What kind of fucking weird Jesus camp is that?
Forward,
Where you
sir.
going for dinner? Invisible Cross.
Listen. I know you're getting your bits out.
Kool-Aid. I hate you too, little nigga. We don't play Snoop Dogg on this podcast.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Fuck
That's
that
true.
nigga.
Yep,
Just like you said, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Snoop Dogg.
that's right. Yep, my bad. I'll take it out of the rotation.
Man.
But yeah, when he does the little horror music, which is like, and like for me, like, you know what also makes me uncomfortable when I watch this movie is because, you know, like we learned about a little bit about Chip, that when he was a kid, basically he was put in front of a TV and basically TV raised him, right?
Yeah.
And to an extent, I kind of identify with that. I watched a lot of TV growing up.
Okay.
Right? Like, because I didn't have any siblings. I didn't really have friends like growing up, but I don't think that was like a choice. I think I just like kind of stayed at home. You know what I mean? I think if I had the opportunity to like go hang out at someone's house or some of that, I would have loved it, right? And also kids didn't really come over to my house. So I was just kind of alone a lot watching TV. And so it did get to a point where it felt sometimes like I could, you know, that's why I can reference a lot of movies and TV shows.
Yeah. But you're identifying with more like characters on television than people in real life.
Yeah, like there's a place where I can see becoming incredibly lonely, maybe having if like I were still single and by myself and not in a good place professionally like I am. I was last year and stuff like that. Because now things are going pretty good. Shout out to the people that came up for Jump Black History, and my other shows. But I can see a world where like I get really fucked up and my mind breaks and I become a Jim Carrey kind of person, where you live in like an alternate reality, or you live in just make believe on TV and film. You know what I mean? It's just that there's no way that Jim Carrey would be able to. First of all, he would have probably been arrested for impersonating a cable person at this point.
Well,
there's no way that any of his customers before Matthew Broderick didn't cross him in a way.
So we hope he gets arrested.
I mean, it's possible he may have killed some people too. So anyone that might have complained about him has already been taken care of. You know,
I don't think he's necessarily killed anybody, but he's definitely done some shady shit. Okay, so hold on. So this has to take place in New Jersey.
You think so? I thought it was in New York.
Medieval Times.
Oh yeah, that's true. Is that the only one?
I don't know.
Lluvia, our producer, can you look that up for us? Is there more than one Medieval Times in the United States?
And I also got to say,
Lluvia says yes.
Yeah, okay. I've always wanted.
There's one in Dallas. Well, that didn't look like Dallas.
No, they didn't look.
Dallas is a city, but
but this gave me more Jersey vibes. Okay. This whole thing gave me more Jersey vibes. I also feel like, I've always wanted to go to the Medieval Times. And like for
you've never been?
No,
dude, it's wild.
I know, and I need to go. It's right up my alley because I would go right in character as well.
Okay, do you want to go with your family or do you want to do like a guy's thing?
No, I'll do a guy's thing.
Okay, I'll do that with you.
Let's do a guy.
We got some listeners from Jersey. Yo, hit us up. Hit us up, Medium P Podcast on the socials. Let us know if you want to join.
There you go. Medium Popcorn takes over Medieval Times. Go to Medieval Times with us. And I will be in character the entire time. I will not break my accent.
Oh, you'll just have a weird ass accent and offend everybody. So to spit in our food, awesome.
Yeah. I mean, why would I offend people?
Because they're just like, dude, they got to do that fucking accent all day. And then you're over here like, oh, the picky dollies. And they're like, gonna be like, God damn it.
Or, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be in there calling all the female service wenches. Bring me my drink, wench. But I would love to go to Medieval Times.
Okay. Yeah. I bet it is fun.
Yeah, even though I'm pretty sure niggas were not really celebrated.
Oh no. We were the ones fighting. We were the ones being sacrificed during like the other shit that was being thrown at them in between the jousting. You know what I mean?
The other shit.
You know, it's like Gladiator. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's like Gladiator, but with less sun. Because all the times and like that kind of shit, the medieval stuff, it always looks cold, you know? It looks like cold in like the late fall and shit like that. Like they always have armor and like stuff, and they never look like they're sweating. So it's like just room temperature, right? Wardrobe. I don't like that. I'd rather be in Rome. If I'm gonna get stabbed up, man, I want to be warm in the sun. You know, my balls are free.
So the blood runs faster.
Fuck it, why not? I'd rather my blood run hot than run cold.
It's fair.
You know what I mean?
All right. Here we are.
You have nowhere to go, Justin. We still have 25 more minutes of this. One thing I was annoyed about, which makes sense because it was just written by guys, is Leslie Mann's Robin character is written so like thinly. You don't really get like Leslie Mann doesn't really have anything to do that makes you be like, oh yeah, she's the one, like worth like dealing with all this what bullshit, back and forth with the relationship.
And also, we never really got why she just said no.
Yeah, and also she doesn't care. She doesn't seem to really like Matthew Broderick. That might have been a chemistry thing.
Yeah,
but they didn't seem to really like each other. So like to your point earlier, Justin, if they got married, they were going to get divorced pretty soon.
Yeah, or she's at least sleeping with his a much more charismatic coworker who she flirts with. Oh, is she? No, that's Jack Black. He looks like a troll. I mean, listen, this Jack Black in this film when he was playing the sidekick role, I mean, yeah, he's a little weird.
What's weird? He looked a little like John Galecki from The Big Bang Theory. They could be brothers.
I could see that.
Like with the young Jack Black, he looks completely different now with the beard and everything like that.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Like young Jack Black, like a 1996 Jack Black and 1998 Johnny Galecki from I Know What You Did Last Summer, they could definitely play brothers in something.
Fair.
And Jack Black, remember, he like did like a lot of little bit roles around this time. Like
exactly.
He's like in Mars Attacks and shit. Like this is like actually, this is probably the biggest role he had in a while. Ben Stiller stay hooking up his friends, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I didn't know that they were friends.
Remember Tropic Thunder?
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Which, oh shit, I was going to say, it would have been great in Tropic Thunder, Owen Wilson, because Owen Wilson's in this, right? As the bad date. But then I remembered he was supposed to be in Tropic Thunder and then he attempted suicide. And that's why Matthew McConaughey plays the agent. That was supposed to be Owen Wilson in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah. He would have been much better than Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey did the best, but like Owen Wilson would have, killed that because he knows Ben's sensibility. Like he knows how to do that. So anyways, we're digressing, but we still obviously are fans of Ben Stiller, folks.
Yeah.
I know some people are like, oh, I wish we got a sequel to this. I don't think we need it. I think that would be real fucked up now.
In actuality, if we got a sequel to this, the sequel would just be not Ben Stiller, I'm sorry. Jim Carrey's character, Chip, moving on to another person and latching onto another person. So it would basically just be a retread of the same film. Because you can't return Chip to what's his fucking name? Steven's life.
Well, what if you did a flip on it, right? Where he would trip as like the one that's getting fucked up, right? Like let's say he's older and he doesn't get how streaming works or some shit like that. And like he meets this younger dude who introduces him like VPNs and Streamio and like tech and shit like that. And then, he's like, this is an old school cable. This isn't what I need. And the guy's like, streaming's the future and makes his life a living hell through technology. Like that could be interesting. I think it would run out of gas pretty quickly, like that plot. But that's the only thing that really, that I think would be different than like a run of the mill.
If you're looking at the way Hollywood runs, I feel like a sequel to this they wanted to be bigger and badder. AKA, it would be okay. So let's go by what you're saying. Chip is being chipped by somebody else, but Chip wants to be his friend. This guy wants to be Chip's friend, and then they're just one upping each other with the crazy, and then eventually it leads to them both being roommates at a mental asylum or something like that, or a hospital. Like,
oh yeah, let's be real. Like Chip is not well mentally.
Yeah,
like he's in the same company as like Ernest and Ed from Good Burger. Like he's out of his goddamn mind.
Actually, Brandon, hold on. What if this is a wild premise for a film? Someone has, like basically they're on trial for something, right? And they plead insanity, so they go to prison, and Chip is in there. And then Chip basically makes this person insane. And then there's so like that's a nutty fucking premise for a film. But like, yeah, you know, a guy he's trying to plead insanity because he did something. It's like not something serious, but try to get out of it. So then he has to do like 48 hours or something like that of like, a monitoring, and then in there he meets Chip, which then actually does break him because Chip is just like, I just want to be your friend. And then, obviously all the craziness, starts to happen. And then probably he ends up, in there with Chip, or maybe he gets out, or maybe Chip gets out because Chip is able to, he's able to spin it on that guy. And then like, now it's like, okay, Chip is back out again. And like, maybe this guy did something crazy. We don't really like him. I don't know. But it's like, I think it's a weird premise, but like the 90s, I can see that happening. Late 90s, early 2000s, that's a movie. Okay. Maybe not, nigga. Well, fuck you.
Well, I just don't. Well, one, Jim Carrey's not really acting that much anymore. But two, I think this was a good one and done. That's why I think Chip should have died. Because you're sending the wrong message for niggas to like this to stay alive. There's repercussions to these actions. He terrorized the man's family. He destroyed his life. He put him, dude. And actually, this is what I wanted to ask you about, because this is one thing that does fuck me up when I think about this movie, right? And this is probably something that not even like Judd Apatow, Ben Stiller, and them are thinking about, which is, let's say Matthew Broderick's character Steven, right? He goes through all this shit, right? He's been in prison for a weekend. His girlfriend, like he caused like trauma and shit, like with the family, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing all these things, Justin, right? Causing trauma to Steven. Are we in agreement with that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
The things that Steven is going through could be considered traumatic. Okay. Chip likely has no money. We never really learn where Chip lives. It's probably in a van by the river. And Justin, am I right in assessing if Chip doesn't have any money, then Matthew Broderick's character Steven can't really get anything out of Chip to like compensate for the pain,
the mental toll that he put through him?
Right? Am I right in saying that like when you go through some shit like this, if the person stalking you doesn't have a quarter to their name, you're fucked, right? On all angles. I mean, you can't get restitution in any way. Like,
hold on, Brandon. So you think if somebody does you wrong, you expect to get restitution for it? That's not how the courts work. The fact that person gets locked up is your restitution. You can't necessarily get monetary compensation off of someone just because they did some fucked up shit.
Really?
Yeah. That's not how shit works, bro.
That's so fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That means anyone can fuck with you.
Yeah. Justice of them being of them not being able to do this to anyone else is what they look at as. It's like, yeah, well, that's what you got. You got justice.
I didn't get justice. I got traumatized.
But like, that's, you can't go in thinking that you're going to get monetary compensation because 9 out of 10, you're not.
Well, I wasn't thinking I was going to get compensation for anything, but I was just asking in a hypothetical. Steven's fucked.
I mean,
he's looking for something beyond jail time for this guy.
I mean, but how do you quantify this to getting anything out of it outside of property that he destroyed? There's really nothing that you can get, or the fact,
because I'm thinking about the emotional toll, right? If I go through all this shit, like I have to get a good therapist. I can't just like go to some rinkety-dink place, and I need to go to someone who can like help me work through this shit. You know what I mean? Because Jim Carrey basically sets him up to get his booty experimented with and played with.
Hold on. Okay. I think the only thing that he can possibly be able to get some sort of compensation or recourse for is probably with him losing his job. That may be all, right?
Because he said all that in the privacy of his own home, so it wasn't even like it was at the workspace where he could have been recorded.
Yeah, and also like, so let's say this, I'm not sure on the, so in New York, only one of the parties can give consent to like record someone, right? Jim Carrey's character was a third party. Therefore, there wasn't consent for that. So that's 1000% spying. And, that's illegal. So in that sense, yes, there can be a lawsuit or something. Other than that, I don't think he has anything, other than that, and obviously maybe losing this job. I mean, because, when people do fucked up shit to people all the time, and then after it is like, yeah, you just got to deal with that shit. You go to therapy and help yourself, cope. But like, other than that, nobody got to do shit for you. Good luck. We got him.
That's so crazy, dude. That would fuck me up. That's how niggas end up killing their perpetrators.
So, all right.
Like on Law and Order, when they shoot him after the verdict, because it's not enough.
A time to kill. Yes, I hope they deserve to die. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they rot in hell. Like that's where you get there, because you're not all you're getting is just like, hey man, they're in prison now. I hope this makes you feel better.
It's like it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
But like not to get too dark or too serious, but it's like think about it like
too serious.
But think about like
LL Cool J did that song. You don't remember?
Actually, I think that was ludicrous. Too dark, too serious. No, but think about it like a rape victim.
How was your ludicrous?
I'm sorry. No, I'm saying too fast, too furious.
I know, but like, just that was a weird ludicrous.
Either way, but think about like a rape victim, right?
Yes.
Obviously, the emotional toll and that takes on you, and like the things that all the issues you're gonna have with that, don't mean you're gonna get a fucking dime. They're just like, hey, we got him. We're sorry you went through that. He's in prison now. Here, funnel your money into the healthcare system with this doctor. Yeah. I hope you got good insurance.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to Bernie Madoff. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That's what, man. Those niggas who were like, hey, let me talk to my good friend Bernie. They sure got egg on their face. Now they can't even afford eggs.
Listen, when somebody stole my fucking identity and took me for a ride, nigga, I'm gonna tell you right now, that nigga that introduced me to that I'll never trust a word that comes out of his mouth ever again.
Thank goodness. So Paul Giamatti, Phil Hartman, Adam Sandler, and Robin Williams were considered for the role of the cable guy before Jim Carrey took on the part. Those would have been completely different movies. All of them would have been so different.
Okay, we need to go down that line again. So, first one?
Paul Giamatti. It wouldn't have been as fun.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a comedy. Funny. Honestly, so I know the second one you said was Phil Hartman. Yeah. I feel like
that could have been great.
That would have been a very interesting film, because it's such outside of his character. He always plays the straight man or someone that's very, hey, whatever. But I think that would have been super interesting.
It could have been a fucked up like Ned Flanders kind of thing.
Yeah,
like real scary, like the dude who because I can see him playing the scenes with the family really well. Where they're like, why would you not love this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Phil Hartman's just looking at him like, because Jim Carrey's just immediately insane, like with that fucking sweater. He's like, hey, you're not a real person. You're a cable guy, and like that just makes sense. You got fired, right? For doing too much cocaine. There's nothing. I would definitely be like, let me call your employer to confirm who you are.
Yeah.
But this is back in the 90s, but they just let anybody in their fucking house.
Yeah, that's true.
But cable guy, run your shit, nigga. I'm taking the cables up with this motherfucker.
I live here now.
Adam Sandler was next on that list.
I don't see that one working at all.
He would have been too young. One. And I like that they went older. I think if you go older, it makes it way more sinister, because this dude should know better. If you go too young, it's like, especially a kid that was, especially a kid that was raised on this, and you're like getting them fresh into adulthood where they're just unleashed upon the public. Okay, yeah, that's a
little darker. So all right, so like, and Adam Sandler, it would have just been like at this time him going like nothing, like Jubity. Or he would have got really close to it and just screamed in his face.
Yeah. I gotta say though, man, after SNL 50 and the recent Oscars, I just love Adam Sandler, man. I love everything he does.
So do I.
Because the song was amazing. That song he did about SNL,
Mm-hmm.
that was really good.
Yeah.
And then like the whole bit with Conan where he's like wearing his hoodie and shorts.
Yeah.
And mind you, folks, he wore that shit to a screening at WME in Beverly Hills. He just wore a hoodie and shorts, and he introduced a Steven Spielberg movie, and admitted during his speech he hadn't seen the whole movie. It was insane. But that guy is pure Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Like he just lives his best life. That's what people love him. He seems like a regular guy.
Robin Williams. I think it would have been the same problem that we have with Jim Carrey, which is not that we don't like the performance, but that he immediately is at 100.
Yes and no, because I also think that Robin Williams, because think of I forgot that horror movie that Robin Williams was, he was playing a writer, but he was also killing people. We got to do that. We got to do that movie. That was a really good movie.
Is he a writer or he worked at the photography thing?
I can't remember, but it's a Robin Williams horror film. Like you see, like Robin Williams has really, really top tier acting chops.
He does what he did.
Yes. So I think a Robin Williams in this film, I think he could make that turn to get really dark and really crazy, and then turn it back to be that guy that you really, really love. Because imagine him, at the family's house. Like, oh my, this guy's fucking great. Also, I feel like he looks like the Cable Guy type.
Yeah, I can see that. Out of the ones we just went through, I can see him being a really strong. Well, I can see Robin Williams being a really strong alternative if they went that direction. But Phil Hartman's the most curious one. That's the one where I'm like, oh, I would have really liked to see what that is.
Yeah.
But to me, I think the strongest, like I said, alternate world of this movie is Ben Stiller starring as the Cable Guy, because I just think, one, he's directing it, and he's working with Judd Apatow, who they've been working together with, together in a few things. And I think it would have been better maybe for Matthew Broderick to play off of, because I can see Jim Carrey kind of being a great person to work with, and it's very, very fun and charming and relaxed to everyone on set, right? But I can see being an actor playing off of him, there's no real connecting because he's just going.
Yeah.
And it's up to me, because I'm the lesser name, Matthew Broderick, that I have to keep up with him versus us working as a, two-hander.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I think some two-handers work really fucking well, because I think there's no ego in how they play off each other. I think that's why Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum work so well in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why I also think that Vince Vaughn and fucking Owen Wilson did so well. Yeah.
Will Smith, Martin Lawrence. I think there's just a mutual respect. And so we're constantly going back and forth, so we're both winning.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just over, because there's moments where I'm like, I feel like Matthew Broderick just didn't even have to act. He just said his line, and I was like, he's like, what does it matter? You're just gonna be looking at Jim anyway.
Yeah.
The Jim was just out of his fucking mind.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Lluvia in the chat, she put the Robin Williams film as a 1 hour photo. That's it.
Thanks.
No, because I thought it was I thought I was thinking of a different film, but once I saw the Wikipedia, I was like, oh, okay,
that's right, Justin. People have seen your AARP commercials. They know that you struggle. They know that you slowing down a little bit. It's okay. How many of these fucking commercials have you done? Because I get a text every week now from a different friend, like, hey, I recognize this guy. I'm like, it's you in a different fucking commercial.
Bro,
behind that same fucking, in front of that same fucking green screen all the time.
It's not a green screen. That's my home studio.
Okay.
That's just my light setting up.
But I can tell. It's just they just keep switching backgrounds with this nigga. He puts on different outfits. He's like, hey, are your knees hurting? So how many of these have you done? So so the audience is aware. How many commercials have you done?
Nigga, I've
that we might see.
Nah. That nigga gotta eat. I got mouths to feed.
Hey guys, do you like lottery tickets?
I'm actually up for a lottery commercial right now. It's funny. I got a text from a chick who I talked to like a while back, and it hit me up. It's like, hey, I remember you. And I was like, nope, 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 nope,
Yeah.
nope.
Not touching that. But what we are touching are these letterbox reviews on the Cable Guy. First one pulled by our producer Lluvia is Vulcan Vader, who wrote, "Anyone who says this is a cult classic is probably in a cult. 2 out of 5 stars."
Nah,
Okay.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. Logan Van Winkle wrote, "Most iconic karaoke scene in all of cinema. 3 out of 5 stars." I mean, it's out there. But that's a moment too where you realize this nigga's plumb crazy.
Yeah. Who? Wait. Who's plumb crazy? Chip or Jim Carrey?
Both. Jim Carrey was possessed in that scene.
Yeah.
But the scene itself is just like Steven, you have all these strangers in your house with what's clearly bootleg equipment, and the one woman who's smoking hot out of this whole fucking crowd immediately zones in on you. Ask more questions, my nigga.
Nah, bro. You gonna get that. You gonna get that. Yeah, nigga, you know how niggas.
I'm gonna be so sick the next morning after Jim Carrey's like, I tried her out last week and I'm healthy as a horse, not a drop. I'd be like,
I mean, that was gross. That was fucking gross.
It was so gross.
Brandon, how many times have you ignored warning signs? And you're just like, well, sometimes nigga got to do it.
Yes. I was just thinking about that the other day. I was like, ooh, I dodged the bullet today.
Actually, I mean, if you want, we can have story time with Uncle Justin. I've got a great story of me being a fucking savage. Oh God.
All right.
Huh? Oh, you want to go in? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So it had to be a dating app or some shit like that, but I met this exceptionally hot woman. Real hot. Like, I was just like, there's no way that she's actually gonna be this person. That's the level we're talking about. So first day, we went to some sushi spot, out here, right? She's fucking.
Is this story gonna end with you shitting?
No. Well,
they mostly do.
No, they don't. So we go to the sushi spot, and she's late, and I'm just like, fuck. I'm just like, I hope I'm not getting fucking stood up. Da 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 da. The guy,
she was taking.
The guy at the sushi restaurant, the chef, whatever, he starts fucking heating me. So he's just like, you got stood up. This Asian guy, me and him are going back and forth. Then this chick walks in, and this motherfucker's like, oh, you wait for that. Like, he hit me on the side when she wasn't looking. He was just like, man. So, like, had that moment. So I'm doing good, right?
Okay.
But something throughout this whole, like that first meeting, like, I felt like there was a red flag. There just seemed like there was something I can't remember what it was she said. So I started doing a little SSA on her. SSA being Stalker Society of America. So I started stalking a little bit, digging a little bit deeper into who this person is, because she said she was married before. She had she had a kid. And I'm just like, but like, something was very vague. Found out that her ex-husband was in prison. And this nigga's doing years. We talking years, nigga. He's doing years because he was scamming people. And like out of millions of dollars. And he got caught, and obviously he got locked up. But then within reading it, I found like fucking threads of people talking about this scam and this guy. Found out that technically she was a part of it as well, because he used her, who she was, to lure people in, and then such and such and such, right? So now I'm just like, oh, she's a scam artist. Okay, gotta stay away from her. At the same time,
not quite my tempo.
At the same time, I get a call. She's just like, hey, why don't you come by and, let's hang out, da 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 da. And I'm just like, I remember that butt from the restaurant. So I'm just like, I shouldn't, because this could be a setup. But I went anyways. But I took precautions, Brandon. So I parked a ways from the complex that she lived in, right? I, took everything out of my wallet. I went in there with just my ID, all credit cards, everything, left that locked up in the car. I just went in there with my ID and my phone. Right?
Did you tell a friend where you were going?
No.
See, that's what's different between me, men and women.
No, because nigga, I'm ready to fight. I'm getting out of the apartment.
So the hubris that's going to be brought up onto you, it's going to be the darkest of seventh suns, and I do not want to be there for that.
Well, hold on. So then I take my keys and I hide them in the wheel well of my car. So just in case I do got to run, I can circle back around to my car.
That is so wild because you're doing the kind of risky move. At Drum Black History, we talked about the Green Book.
Mm-hmm.
And the Green Book used to have kind of nightclubs, manly joints, like strip clubs. And we were positing how risky it must have been for the niggas that found out that those strip clubs weren't friendly. That's what you're towing that line right now. That is insane, Justin.
So then
offer some butt.
Yes. But I mean,
how would you compare her body? Because I got to get an idea of what kind of body you're willing to risk it off for.
Offline, I will send you a picture.
No, just tell me a celebrity that her body compares to. That we can all Google and be like, okay, Justin, we get you.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to think of a curvier Selma Hayek.
A curvier Selma Hayek?
Yes, and natural. She was and she was maybe 5'9", like a 5'9". She's Puerto Rican and Dominican. She was, Brandon, you gotta risk it. You gotta risk it. Okay, so now
But I hope you don't have no swirling kid popping out like a Bad Boys for Life. Trying to fight you at the ATM, nigga.
So I go up there. High alert the entire time. I'm walking around, she's like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. She's in this, fucking,
Wait, no, what's the da-da-da-da-da? Is that the scam?
No. She's talking, showing me her place and yada, yada, yada. And she's wearing this fucking, red, silk robe and shit like that. I can't even focus on that because I'm too worried about the nigga that's probably hiding somewhere in a corner or something like that.
I thought you were going to say you're too worried about busting the nut. I was like, no, that happens.
So, she's showing me the apartment. She's like, oh yeah, my daughter's asleep in the other room and things like that. I'm just like, there's 3 niggas in there, right? Come running out at me. So then eventually we go back to, now we're back we're in our bedroom and, we doing things, right? But at the same time, when we went to the bedroom, I closed the door because I need every second I can get. I'm in there, I'm doing filth, right? But all the while, I'm listening for footsteps and shit outside of the door, right? I'm just like, I can't focus on the job at task. But then eventually, you get into the zone. So now, the meat's coming out. I'm sheathing the meat, right? I'm sheathing the meat, and all of a sudden the door flies open, Brandon. The door flies open. Now, mind you, Brandon, I'm standing there. I got a rope on. I'm full, ready, and strong, and this nigga turns to the door in a full-on fucking fight stance. And there is her 2-year-old daughter standing at the door. And she goes, Mommy, who's that man? Brandon, immediately, I drop to a knee, and I'm trying to, cover up my junk. And I'm just like, hey, how you doing? It was so bad. And then, she rushes, gets her daughter out of there, gets her back to bed, then I have my night, so I didn't get robbed. But I was sure of it. And I went through with it anyways. But it was actually a happy story. It's a story of triumph because, I got the buns. But obviously, if somebody's trying to set me up, if you were trying to set up a young Justin, you knew how to get him.
So, folks, we got some Patriot thoughts on the Cable Guy. And remember, you set up a Patreon at patreon.com/mediapopcorn. Guaranteed to have your thoughts or reviews of that film we're talking about. read on that episode. So Courtney O'Connor wrote, as a kid that grew up a Jim Carrey fan, I didn't initially like this film, but upon repeat viewings as I got older, I grew to like it. The scene of medieval times will always be one of my favorites. Jim is pure gold the whole time, and Janeane Garofalo is my favorite cameo of the surprisingly stacked cast of 90s white comedic actors, including the director that without a doubt has the craziest role in this big bowl of cuckoo bananas.
Well, yeah,
that
that's
is the
right.
film. I give it a large popcorn. Yeah, because he plays these two brothers that are on trials, like the biggest trial since OJ. And there's a TV movie with Eric Roberts, so many other brothers. It's so insane. It's such a weird subplot.
Yeah,
And there's
it's
a
weird one.
blackout at the end where the verdict's about to be read, and they had that one dude who like pulled up a book and was like, "Oh, a book." And I was like, "All right, this is such a. I get what you're doing, but you're also making fun of movies that do that.
Yeah.
You know, oh shucks, I forgot about outdoors and not the TV." Strawfire71 wrote, for a film full of unlikable characters, I actually liked it. The whole message of not being a slave to media was pretty spot on. Maybe not as much as when it came out, but definitely now where so many people are being told to touch grass. Broderick's character was the warning that maybe you should be nice to people because they're people. And not only if the relationship is transactional. Okay, fair enough. In today's world, that's a message that should be listened to more than ever. Yeah. I would say if you have a transactional relationship with somebody who seems a little off, and that's the reason probably why you don't spend personal time with them, just always keep that in mind and always be respectful.
Yeah, true.
Because, when something goes off kilter, that's when you get involved in some shit.
True. Well, I think it's also making sure that you're being transparent on, what it is. So, because if not, you get into a point of you're going to have big issues.
Well, remember, that's what Steven told Chip, when they're out of the ring. He's like, I'm not looking for any more friends. And Chip's like, thank you for sharing that with me. Lo and behold, the next day the cable's out because he just turned off the fucking power. Like, Chip escalates immediately, even though Steven's very clear on what he wants.
But all he shouldn't have called him.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, you called the cable company.
Yeah, you confirmed that, that nigga doesn't exist with the cable company, and then you work on getting a restraining order.
Well, no. All you do is like, hey, my cable's out, such and such, and then boom, you're good.
Well, also, Chip had access to his apartment because he was putting things in there. Like, he's put the whole stereo system and shit. So, how did Chip get into the apartment?
That nigga's diabolical. This nigga's fucking brum, man, off the 5th floor with fucking TVs and shit strapped to his back.
All right, Justin, break down our rating system, baby.
Stop calling me baby. So, guys, you know how we do this. We rate movies bags of popcorn, small, medium, large, and the XL for the exceptional. If a film doesn't deserve any hot, buttery, delicious popcorn, we throw it into the stale popcorn pile. We pile piles and piles of stale popcorn on top of it. So, Brandon, we sat down and watched the 1996 comedy horror thriller, I guess, film, The Cable Guy, starring Matthew Broderick and Jim Carrey. What say you, sir?
This gets a large. I had a lot of fun rewatching this. Jim Carrey is completely insane, so you just have to enjoy it for how absurd it is. And to an extent, I feel like almost Matthew Broderick played it too straight against Jim Carrey, but it still works. It's still dark comedy sensibility, which is like my favorite shit. The only thing is knowing, after reading Lluvia's trivia, now I'm like, damn, the world in which we could have gotten a Ben Stiller cable guy, that could have been really something. But at the same time, could have been the commercial hit that this movie wasn't, even though this movie made some money, but it could have maybe taken Ben Stiller's career in a different trajectory. And that might have changed fate of me getting one of my favorite comedies of all time, Tropic Thunder. So I'm happy with how everything landed. Let's just say that.
Sure.
Justin, what's your rating?
Yeah, this is getting large. This movie is fucking nutso. And you can tell that this movie is going to be nuts the moment you saw the cover art of Jim Carrey holding the fucking cable up. But it's fun. It's so fucking crazy and nutty. But this is so 90s. But this is going to be funny anytime you watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. It just transcends time and space. I mean, because yes, it is about a weird, crazy relationship that goes awry, but it's something we all have a chip in our life to some degree or at some point. So I think most people can actually kind of, sympathize with the character.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Yep.
There you have it, folks. Our review on the Cable Guide. Surprised we hadn't reviewed this yet, but you got it. You love it. And as always, you can follow the show at Medium P Podcast on all the social media platforms. You can follow me at Frodo_Blackens on Instagram and Threads. You can follow Justin at.
You guys can follow me at J Brown Did It. So, guys,
Patreon.com.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Okay.
Guys, you know that this show needs your help. We need your help. So you guys need to go over to patreon.com/medium popcorn. We have $2, $5, $10, and $15 packages. Our entire backlog lives on Patreon. We have so much content on there, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. And guess what? Idris will shout you out. That's right. Idris Elba, the real Idris Elba, will shout you out. So again, that's patreon.com/medium popcorn.
And also just stay abreast with us by following us at Medium P Podcast on all the socials, because we're going to be bringing back some Zoom movie nights and some other fun Medium Popcorn related things. So, just make sure to, keep it fresh. Keep it going, everybody. We're just getting better and better. We're aging like fine wine.
Yeah, at least I am.
I hate everything you stand for.